Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today to this new episode of Music with Nick. Today we got a marathon by Scott Anderson, and I'm super happy that he gave me pretty much a two marathons, and I could choose which one to do, and I chose the guitar one, so I had to. As you can see in the description, there's some amazing players here on display, and yeah, it was I'm not gonna spoil the other one because we might do that in the future, but this is the it was called the Marathon Return of the Kings. I guess a nod to Lord of the Rings, Return of the Kings versus the Guitar Kings. So yeah, this is marathon number 2 that I chose, and it's an instrumental marathon. I couldn't say no because look, I mean, there's 4 of the best players in the world on here, so yeah, I just had to do it. And pretty much because, I mean, Jeff Beck and Meola and Stevie Ray Vaughan, I couldn't say no. Also, of course, Andy Summers is an amazing player. So yeah, this is the list we're gonna do. We're gonna start it off with the Master of Blues, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and Double Trouble, his band. This is Riviera Paradise from the album In Step. This is from 1989. Super long version, 8 minutes and 50 seconds. Then Andy Summers, but I'm not super familiar with him. World Hone Strange from the album Retrospective, 1998. And then this player, I mean, I don't know, I listened to him, I guess, just for 5 years, only him, and I was obsessed with his picking and his staccato and his palm muting, and then I got into Alan Holdsworth, and I had to relearn my whole picking technique from staccato into legato, but now it's kind of cool because I can do both. But Aldi Meola, this is Parrada, and from the album World Symphonia, and this is from 1993. Now, this one is kind of weird because I'm kind of lucky that he chose this one, and because I'm so familiar with the first 4 albums where he plays only electric guitar. This is more a where he started using the acoustic way more, and so I'm not super familiar, so I don't even remember this track. So that's why he even told me, if you're overly familiar with this one, we can select another, but I'm not. I know the album, I did listen to it, but I wouldn't recall this song at all. So, and then we got Jeff Beck, Loose Cannon from You Had It Coming from 2001. Jeff Beck is such an icon. I couldn't say no to this one, but maybe next time we're gonna do the other marathon. But hey, again, thank you so much, Scott, for letting me choose. It says here, yeah, he basically told me, hey, if you select one, we can do the other one another day. Again, I wanted to say thank you so much, Scott, for this shirt. I'm gonna get high and listen to Steely Dan. I mean, isn't this amazing? I love it. First time wearing it ever, and also first time wearing it on the channel, so I wanted to make a Scott Anderson video and wear this, so I'm super happy. Okay, so let's get started with these legends. I'm gonna pull up a little bit of information on Andy Summers. Let's pull that up. I was just reading about some other, some Steely Dan stuff that is not related to the marathon, but hey, I was just being nosy. So oh, okay, so the guitar player from the Police. Yeah, I knew, I kind of I knew the name, but I was like, maybe I'm wrong. So yeah, he's so good. Oh my god, Jesus. All the riffs that he wrote, it's just amazing. All right, cool. So yeah, I'm super excited. Let's go ahead and do this, and let's give it up for Stevie Ray Vaughan. And wow. So just one legend that I haven't really gotten into. I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, how can't you not know Stevie Ray Vaughan being a guitar player? Because I was never I started my guitar journey with classical music, and then basically dove right into metal. So that, and now I'm getting into like more blues, and I got into jazz before blues. So I know it's a weird kind of like way, to do this, but like I was listening to a lot of metal and then progressive players mostly influenced by jazz, and then so I got into the blues like at the end, so it's kind of weird, but yeah. Here we go with Stevie Ray Vaughan and Riviera, Paradise. Here we go. Let me see. This is right channel. Here we go. That was... It's almost like a jazzier side to Stevie Ray here. Yeah, oh. That tone. Nice harmonics here. Wow. Wow. So yeah, the chord progression is really complex. I mean, not like super complex, but yeah, it is like not your typical, blues chord progression. If you look at the chords, a lot of like 9, 13, seventh, major seventh, sharp 13th and stuff like that. It's just like a little bit more difficult to improvise over that, but I love that he, just like he masters it. And the sound on his guitar, it's beautiful. The phrasing, the control, everything, and I love sometimes like those little statements, when he stays on the same note and says, no, this is the one, that goes here. I love that. Beautiful song, really, really cool. And I love here, because I looked up the chord progression, and when it says, meanwhile, Stevie Ray Vaughan, when he wrote it, if it sounds good, it's good, I love that, though, I mean, master musicians are like that, they just like, yeah, I don't even care about the chord progression, like, just like, let me play, and I'll play over this, record it, and if it sounds good, let's keep it. That's the, I love that way of thinking, not overthinking. Cool. Okay, let's get to the keyboard. Beautiful. Some nice arpeggios here. Wow. Ooh, some George Benson style here. It's always beautiful to play octaves here. Wow. Beautiful, man. Beautiful 16th notes here. I've never heard Stevie Ray Vaughan like this. Like this is some like more like of a jazzy mode, that it has to it. And unfortunately, it was the last one he recorded with Double Trouble before he passed with the, in the helicopter crash. But he did still recorded an album with his brother Jimmy Vaughan. And I think Jimmy Vaughan is the one that recorded with B.B. King's brother. Was that? I think, yeah, because Eric Clapton recorded with B.B. King and Stevie Ray Vaughan recorded with B.B. King's brother. So those are just two albums that are like super out of this world. But unfortunately, yes, he did pass away, in it says 1989. No. I'm sorry. That's when this was recorded. So it was literally right after. It says in 1990 when they recorded Family Style, Stevie Ray Vaughan passed away in that helicopter crash. Oh man, I can't believe it. Such how does that even happen, right? Like a helicopter. But I guess, when we have to go, we have to go. But he left an amazing mark on the music industry, on the guitar world, just a lot of people super influenced by his playing. And so, yeah, it even says here the genre of the album is jazz, blues rock, R&B. Very cool. I loved it. Thank you so much for the introduction or reintroduction. Thank you, Scott. Okay, now Andy Summers of Police fame, of course. World Gone Strange from the Retrospective album in 1998. Here we go. Let's see what he has to say. It's also very jazzy. so far, like the mix of this whole thing is just amazing. Like the drumming is wonderful. The piano, it's very like it's almost like listening to Pat Metheny a little bit, you know, like not as jazzy. I think it because it's most of the time Pat Metheny doesn't even have kind of like distortion on his guitar. I mean, not that I most of the time, you know, there are some times when he does, but it sounds like super dreamy. I love it, you know, and just wonderful. I've never really heard him like this by himself. Like, so this is a great discovery again. Thank you, Scott, for another introduction. So let's keep going. Wonderful, wonderful music. Wonderful. Very, very, let's not speak over the outro, but I like that his sound is very original. Like it sounds very much like him, you know, and I love this like sounded a little bit like Richard Bona, you know. Really cool, really cool. I love the picture. He's like in his bathtub, like fully dressed. I don't know what he's drinking, like a cocktail and smoking a cigarette. I love it. Okay, so now Aldi Meola. So like I said, I've been listening to him for years. Like even before I met Alexia, I was pretty much like obsessed with the fusion, you know, like but also the flamenco. I've always been into flamenco since I was a kid, like starting with Gypsy Kings, you know, like not real flamenco, and then getting into real flamenco like Manitas de Plata and Paco de Lucia, and then I found out that he was playing with Paco de Lucia, and also listening to Strunz and Farah, and so I would like literally when I was like just learning how to play, I would literally try to like imitate those scales, you know, those flamenco scales and the rhythm, the rumba and stuff like that. So for me, Aldi Meola, since I heard him on the acoustic and then on the electric, I was just obsessed with his style, his like, you know, just his phrasing, and then the staccato that he would do, like like this really fast picking and with the slight like palm mute, like it sounds like I don't know. And just I spent so many time like getting that technique down, and then I started listening to different players who would play more legato, like more like liquidy, you know, instead of like picking every note, because it sounds so different. But it really helps because now I can do both, and yeah, it really it was just like it was very good. It was very good to study this style and then get into different styles. So I've seen him twice live. Once we saw him in Florida with his band, 40th anniversary of Elegant Gypsy. It was amazing because he was playing only the electric guitar that night, and it's just like Alexa didn't know what she was getting into. She was kind of like, oh well, now we have to see this jazz player, and she loves jazz. Don't get her wrong, but she was just like, she didn't know what she was getting into. And I'm like, just wait, you'll like it. And then when they started, her face, she was like, she could not believe the sound that was coming out. Like literally the first 20 seconds, she goes like, where am I? You know, I'm like, I told you. And then we saw him the second time in Boulder and here in Colorado. And this was more like a personal experience because it was just him, a drummer, and I don't know what he was playing, but he was playing some kind of like Indian drum. It was a man from India, very famous like percussionist, and it just sounded like that kind of stuff. And then the drumming super proggy, and Al was just playing the acoustic guitar, like, you know, beautiful, just amazing. And it was so good that a man in front of us literally passed out. I don't know what happened to him, but even like Al was like, what's going on? Like, is everybody okay? Because you can't really see, you know, the audience. It's just some guy collapsed in front of us. I think he was having some kind of like, I don't know, but I hope he was like, they carried him out, and it was pretty shocking. But obviously it's a joke that it's so exciting that he passed out. But no, it was just weird that it happened. And I think even Aldi Meola never really had that happen. So he was just like, I don't know what, like, is he okay? Can I do something? He's a super nice guy, by the way. Like, he's just so cool. And, but yeah, so this is Parranda. Yeah, Parranda with the double R, like that. And from World Symphonia. And this is called Heart of the Immigrants from 1993. So I remember listening to this, but there's another World Symphonia album that I listened to more. And I just found out that one of my favorite songs from when he plays with John McLaughlin and Paco de Lucia, called Indigo, is on here. But this is like the original version. They play the acoustic version. So I have to come back and listen to this. Or maybe I'll make a reaction out of it with Alexia. But here we go with Aldi Meola. Here we go. Ooh. Rumba. Yeah, I don't remember this. Something very important. So a good friend of ours is on this track that we interviewed here on the channel, and his name is Hernan Romero, and he's an amazing guitar player himself, literally on this level, you know, of Aldi Meola. That's why, of course, Aldi Meola hires him to play with, you know, rhythm, a lead, and he does the voice on this track. Parranda, he's here on the Wikipedia. I was like, I wonder if Hernan is on this. And he's just an amazing guy from Argentina who lives in New York, state of New York. And and like we still want to see him live, but we haven't had the chance to visit him. But this is very Astor Piazzolla influenced. There's a whole album by Aldi Meola, which is plays Piazzolla, which is, you know, the famous player from Argentina, and I think he's playing the accordion here on this. Let me see, but let's see. But yeah, that's kind of cool. Whoa. So if you hear any singing, that's gonna be one of our friends, and we've just had like this really cool, like, we write back and forth, and then when we had him on the channel, it was just very, very cool. He's such a nice guy. So yeah, let's keep going. Wow. Next level. Next level. That's when that's why I have a little bit of a gripe with people when they say, and I'm not going to mention any names of guitar players, but since they only know the basic guitar player, they put like these guitar players always in this is the top 3 guitar players of the world, and I'm like, wow, you need to listen to more guitar players, like this, because that's a level, that's only a few human beings are at this level, and unfortunately a lot of guitar players are way overrated, but that's just, I guess, the world we live in. It's like with movies, like some people watch Marvel movies, I can't stand them, honestly. I rather watch, like, I don't know, The Godfather. I know that's kind of like cliche to say The Godfather, but maybe something more obscure like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or something, like, just maybe the movie is kind of boring, but it has so much goodness in it. The all the acting, every character is so fleshed out, so well, like, written so well. But even with newer movies, I'm just like naming some classics, but it's like the masses are always gonna, like, even if you go on a movies, like the best movies, people are gonna pick like the heavy the movie's full of CGI and action and explosions, and it's and I know, and don't get me wrong, I like those movies as well. Just with Marvel, it's just like too much. It's like too many, and really don't care so much about comics. I do like Batman, you know, but Marvel, it's just like it's too much. Like it's too much of. It's like you have to like invest years into of your life into these characters. So I just can't do it, you know. But it's like I don't know, like some guitar players are just like I don't even know how to explain it. I guess you know what I'm talking about. If you appreciate this kind of musician, then you know what guitar players I'm talking about, right? So Jeff Beck, what can I say about Jeff Beck? I love Jeff Beck, and I've only known him for like the last 2 years. I never really knew about him. I didn't really know that he was a fusion player. Yeah, I can't believe that he's gone now, you know, just like Alan Holdsworth, you know, we lost like so many good musicians in the last like 6-7 years. It's insane. So here we go, Loose Cannon, and then I'm going to play one more because I want to show Scott like the music that I would listen to when I was not even into guitar yet. I was just listening a lot of guitar music. So that's when I picked up the guitar, I already had an idea of what I was gonna do. Okay, here we go with Jeff Beck. Wow. Wow, I've never heard a Jeff Beck like this. This is way heavier. And that's it. You had it coming. What year is this? Oh, 2001. So this is obviously a different Jeff Beck. Very, very cool. Like the heavy distortion, you know, and totally different from its 70s stuff. Very, very cool. I like it. Wow, holy shit. This was amazing because you know what? He even uh one of his songs won a Grammy on this album, and this is obviously completely different. You have to have an open mind. You know, this is more electronica. You know who did the same thing the same year? Joe Satriani also released a album with like electric, almost like not techno, like electronic sounds, and also like a lot of distortion, delay, slapback, and stuff like that. So very, very. But it says here, look. So this is his 8th album, and let's see. So you had it coming, right? And then it says, "Dirty Mind," which is on this, went to win the award for Best Rock Instrumental Performance. This being Beck's 3rd such award. Wow. So that's awesome. I would love to play some Satriani, but I was not going to do that. I'm going to play some Strunz and Farah. So this is the music that I was listening to like way before I actually started playing. So this is an example. Let's just grab the first album that I ever heard by them. And so this is going to give you, I guess, I don't want to choose like the most popular one. Let's see. But it's going to give you an idea of I was like, when I grabbed the guitar the first time, I was like, okay, this is what I want to sound like, you know. Those are the scales I want to play. Let's see, there's so many good songs on here. Let's just play. I'm just going to do a random one. El Jaguar from the Americas album. Let's go. Oh yeah. Check out the guitar. I also learned harmonies with this. So good, my God. They both solo amazingly well. There you go. Yeah, I remember my mom used to play this music, and I was like, "What is this? This is amazing." And the way also, like, I remember that one of my best friends still, who lives in Mexico, his name is Hugo, and we were playing. We literally started the same day, so I was like, "Hey, let's play this like like something like, like a three notes." And I was like, "Okay, let's find those notes so we can harmonize." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And then I was like, "Okay, play it here, play it down here." And then I was like, we discovered that how to harmonize, and I based off the way to harmonize of this music, and now I hear it everywhere. That's just very, very common and famous thing to do. But yeah, these guys are a huge inspiration to me, and I hope you enjoyed it. So this was El Jaguar, means the jaguar, and the Strunz, he is from Costa Rica, and Farah is from Iran. So really cool combo there. They're still playing together. They just released an album after like 30 years, which is amazing, and you can still catch them on tour. And they've inspired really big duos like Rodrigo and Gabriela and stuff like that, Willie and Lobo. So yeah, check them out. So again, thank you so much, Scott, for this wonderful marathon of Guitar Kings. It was really cool to add these two to the list. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope everybody else enjoyed this marathon. And let me know what you think. Comment, in the comment section. Like the video. Share it with your family, with your loved ones. If you have someone who likes guitar, maybe they learn something. Maybe they get a new influence. Aldi Meola is on here. Jeff Beck. I mean, come on. One of the greatest. Like, we have Police. Great Andy Summers and Stevie Ray Vaughan, and he's playing literally like almost like jazz fusion on here. So let's share these videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.